Welcome to Snipisode 4 of the Daily Dose of DMC podcast. Today is Thursday morning. It is January 5th, 2023, and I am your host, HK. Good morning to all of you, and welcome to Snipisode 4 of the Daily Dose, and I really appreciate you guys for tuning in again. And before we hit on into today's topic of positive reframing, I want to go back into yesterday's Snipisode shortly. If you've listened, fantastic. If not, I really encourage you to go back because we talked about gratitude, and this really ties in. And I know yesterday I blew off the lid with like 19 minutes, but just go in, have a listen, because one of the points or one of the things I mentioned in there yesterday was about positive reframing, which ties in today's Snipisode, yeah? But before I go into that, at the end of yesterday's Snipisode, I asked you guys to do a short little exercise, 120 seconds. You had to focus on 3 things, yeah? So my question is, did you do that? Yeah? Did you really focus on those 3 things? And did you, throughout the course of the day, recall them over and over again? Yeah, I really hope you did. If you haven't done that, please do that, yeah? That's an initial stepping stone. It's something that really starts shifting, yeah, as bonkers as it may sound, that really starts shifting your mindset towards positivity. Yeah, so give that exercise a try. Because today's Snipisode, yeah, what I want to touch base on is tied in to the point that we discussed in yesterday's Snipisode about overcoming challenges to gratitude. And I give a couple strategies that I work with that you can potentially work with. And the one I want to pull out today and bring in today's Snipisode is positive reframing. Yeah, positive reframing is simply just a technique where you reinterpret like a negative or difficult situation that you've had, and you just reframe that in a more positive or beneficial way. Yeah, so the point that we talked about yesterday, yeah, was just about how it's difficult when you have negative emotions such as anger or sadness, or you're upset or frustrated. That to practice gratitude, yeah, when you have those negative thoughts, can be very difficult. And one of the strategies is positive reframing. Yeah, just looking things. We tend to look at things in a negative light as human beings. Yeah, we always we have that tendency, whether it's in the workplace, at home. Yeah, and we're always like focusing on the worst possible outcomes. Yeah, you've had a discussion with your boss, or with a work colleague, or potentially at home with your spouse or another family member, whatever it may be. And we're always see situations, generally speaking here, in a negative light. Yeah, and positive reframing is just looking at those things, yeah, from a different perspective. I'm sure you've heard the saying, think outside the box. Teams that I've managed over the course of the years, I tell them, look, don't look in the box, don't look outside the box. All you got to do, really, essentially, and this goes for life as well, is just look at the box and look at it from different angles. And again, this is something I've had to learn in my personal life as well, yeah, when it comes to shifting towards a positive mindset. Yeah, I gave yesterday's example of, thinking to yourself, I can't do anything right, and reframing that into I'm still learning and improving. Yeah, and a personal example, yeah, when I first started working in one of my first roles, very bottom of the ladder, one of the big issues that I had at the very beginning was we were going through this intense material and training, and just it was structured somehow, but it wasn't. It was really frustrating, and I just thought to myself, man, I love challenges, but this is like beyond what I want to do. So after having a couple discussions with some trusted folks at that time, and a mentor, and them helping me see the situation in a different perspective, I'm like, okay, I'm still learning this stuff, yeah? And I know that I can accomplish it. This is what I need to do to understand it and to get it done, and that's what I did, yeah? And the rest is history from there, yeah? It's frustrating at that moment, but you just got to look at it from different angles and grab life by the horns, like they say, and move forward, yeah? But anyways, so what I want to discuss today is positive reframing, and kind of like an outline, a couple steps that can help you potentially as well, yeah? So first of all, I want you to identify a negative or difficult situation or moment that you want to reframe. It could be something that just happened. It could be something from yesterday. It could be something from 6 months ago, a year, 2 years. Doesn't matter. Just think of a specific situation that caused you stress or difficulty. Yeah, pick that moment out. That's the first thing. Then the second thing, what we're going to do is we're going to look for any positive aspects in that specific situation, no matter how small. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. every situation in life, whether at work, your personal life, there is always something positive. Yeah? Think about something that you learned or gained, like the example I just gave in one of my first roles. Yeah, maybe it's giving you opportunity to develop a new skill. It's helped you grow as a person. Maybe another positive effect could be something else out of that situation. Maybe it had a positive effect on others. Maybe it's helped someone else in some way that you haven't thought about. Yeah, maybe it's brought people together. Whatever it may be, just look at that. Take some notes, jot them down, or chew through it in your head, however you prefer right now. But just do that, yeah? Thirdly, reflect on the positive aspects of that situation and try to see them as more important than the negative ones. Yeah, we're always wired to see things negatively, like we just mentioned a couple minutes ago. But focus on the positive aspects and put them higher on the ranking than all that negative stuff that was in that situation. Yeah? Like I said, benefits, opportunities, that have come from those situations. Consider how that situation could have been worse, and just simply appreciate the fact that it wasn't, taking my prior example in my role, one of my first roles here, trust me, it could have been a lot worse from a professional perspective. Yeah, but when you kind of put things into perspective, you begin seeing things differently, and you feel more grateful, for where you are at that specific moment. Also reflect on, your personal growth and your development, as I mentioned in my specific situation. It definitely gave me the opportunity to learn new things. I'm a person that love overcoming any kind of challenge. I will bite and chew through everything. But we're all human, So the focus is, to make the mind shift towards that positivity, to become stronger and more resilient. Think about any, the opportunity that I had on that specific situation on others. Maybe you don't see it. You didn't see it at that moment, and you've never really thought about it. But when you reflect on it at this very moment, it helps someone else. Progress, or something positive came out for them, and that's beautiful as well. So even if there was no personal me benefit, it really helped somebody else. Or even just sharing those kind of things. Sometimes others will see, hey, look, I faced a similar situation, so you can kind of support people that way as yourself. And just remember, we're all humans. We experience challenges. We experience setbacks, and that's just a normal part of life. Just recognize that, that facing and overcoming challenges just leads to personal growth and development, and we all go through that. It doesn't matter what star, whether you're an artist and you're a star there in your professional work life. The vice president, all the way up through the executive levels and CEO. Everybody started somewhere. But it's how we tackle life and how we convey that to others. That's the importance. Point 4 is just positive self-talk. Just practice that over and over again. Remind yourself of the positive aspects. I've said this now several times of that situation and how you reframe your thoughts. Because your beliefs, we're trying to rebuild that foundation of how you're trying to think. About certain situations. Or any situation in that aspect in a more positive light. So one way to do that, is to use positive affirmations. You can use mantras. A couple things are I am strong, I'm capable of handling this situation. I am grateful for the opportunity to learn and grow from this experience. Or I choose to focus on the positive aspects of the situation. A very simple one. These are just kind of like mantras. They're positive reinforcements. To help you rewire your brain bit by bit. And say, whatever it may be, I'm capable of overcoming this challenge and coming out even better on the other side. For goodness sake, those are just positive things. Positive. Practice positive self-talk. As silly as it sounds, you can do it in front of the mirror. You can, do it while you're in the car, on your way to work, from work, however you want to do it. Just practice it. The second part of that, when it comes to practicing positive self-talk, is catch yourself. Yeah, try to consciously catch yourself when you begin having negative thoughts. Yeah, and this is something I've really had to work on over the last years. Yeah, is to really be consciously aware of the things, and we're all constantly running thoughts through our head, and try to catch yourself when you start doing. When you have negative thoughts. Yeah, pay attention to the self-talk, yeah? To that cinema that you have up in your head, that show, that theater that's running. Yeah, notice the thoughts that are running through your mind. Try to really identify patterns or themes that you have, yeah? Are you prone to thinking negatively in given situations, yeah? For example, at work or in your home and personal environment? What do you focus on the negative aspects of those situations? Try to catch yourself that, yeah? Use triggers. Yeah, you can use triggers like your phone, for example. Set an alarm to go off, I don't know, every hour, every couple hours, and whenever it does, take some time to reflect. Yeah, think about your thoughts. What have you been thinking over the past couple hours? Write those down. Do that over and over again, and see where your mind's going off to. What story are you running through your head? Similar to what we said yesterday as well, practice mindfulness, pay attention, be present in the moment. That's something that's so difficult, I think, for so many of us, just to be present in the moment, becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions. Yeah. And notice when you have that negative thought, yeah, try to simply acknowledge it. Yeah. Don't get caught up in the negativity. Like I said previously, use positive affirmations and mantras, yeah. Choose a phrase, choose one of those statements. Feel free to use one of the ones that I gave you as an example, and just chew through that. Yeah, this can help reframe your perspective. Yeah, shift and like definitely shift your focus on the positive. Yeah, and ultimately, if you're still struggling with that, again, just like yesterday, in gratitude, seek support. Yeah, find somebody who can help you reframe. Talk to somebody. Yeah, that's so important. Communication is so important in all aspects in life. Yeah, talk to a therapist, a counselor, a medical professional. And if that's way out because you don't know those people, then talk to somebody you really trust. Yeah, I have a good friend, a very good friend, and what I really appreciate about this person is that he, will tell me when we have a discussion and ask, and when we talk from time to time, because now we do live quite a ways from each other. But if I say, how are you doing? Dead honest, yeah, and this is what I appreciate so much, is I am struggling with blank, 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 yeah? And then we begin discussing, yeah? And that is the beauty of an open, positive, yeah, progressive, and open friendship and relationship. And this is how it should be. Yeah, that doesn't mean this person is weird or I'm weird, saying these things. It's a matter of just being able to restructure our minds, to have open, honest, reflective discussions, and to support each other, yeah, whether family or friends, whatever that relationship status may be, into moving away from the negative and focusing on the positive. Yeah? And ultimately, yeah, like I said, that's what the example was just about, was just to share your reframed perspective. Yeah, it's always when you reiterate over and over again, especially with others, yeah, whether your spouse or maybe it's your parents or a sibling, whatever it may be, whoever it is that you trust and you honestly like talking, talk to them. And share that reframed perspective with him on a situation, because maybe they'll also bring in a new perspective. Yeah, and that's kind of how I see support groups. Yeah, I've never really been in a support group setting the way we kind of know from like TV shows and that kind of thing, but I am in a support group in the sense of the relationships that I am in. The people that have mentored me or the people that I mentor, that is also a support group, yeah, where you're able to share your story. You look at things that you're going through, they're going through, and you work through that together, yeah, to get the best out of you out of myself. Yeah, so those are just kind of like 5 points to help you think about positive reframing. Look into the topic. There's so much more about it. Yeah, like I said, it's just a cognitive technique to really help you shift away from negative and start focusing on positive. It's not going to happen like a snap overnight. It's something that you really consciously need to look into, and those are just 5 points that I've noted down that will hopefully help you. Guys, again, a lot. We've been over time again, 15 minutes, but that being said, guys, always remember, stay dedicated, motivated, and committed, man, all day, every day.